Hi there, welcome to Apple World. Nia Long is at last talking more about her miscreant ex Ime Udoka and the amount of a jokester he was, and Honey, assuming that the roads are anything to go by, Ime is troubled that she is as yet discussing him. It's an ideal dauntlessness for me in the event that you don't believe individuals should feel that you're a comedian, perhaps don't do jokester stuff, so Nia Long as of late plunked down to do a kind of interview with rapper Jeezy, and the two of them dove deep into discusses how life has been. In the recent months for them, they have both gone through separations, with Jeezy Fing for separate from his significant other Jime 2 or 3 weeks prior. While that caused something of an outrage, it was no place near the embarrassment that happened last year when we figured out that Ime had been undermining Nia. It was insane in light of the fact that might you at any point even envision undermining the Nia Long. The insane part about this is that I realized that he was going to get uncut red for cheating, yet he actually didn't tell Nia as late as possible, and he bushwhacked her as well as their child too. Nia learned about it alongside most of us when the Boston Celtics put out an announcement discussing how they were suspending him for having different illicit relationships with individuals from the staff of the club. They said the Boston Celtics reported today that the group has suspended lead trainer Ime Udoka for the 2022-23 season for infringement of group strategies. Past this season will be made sometime in the future. The suspension produces results quickly. An insider likewise took to Twitter to uncover that Ime had been cautioned about something like an event. Ime Udoka had associations with not one but two staff individuals. One erased all virtual entertainment accounts. Different has switched off remarks on Instagram. Both were married. One was really hitched to a senior VP in the Celtics Association who needed a 1-year suspension. Celtics advised him to stop on no less than one event. Ime Udoka didn't take the association's recommendation, so he had undermined Nia on various occasions. And that is only ones we realized about. Like I said, he realized that he planned to get uncovered freely, yet he actually left well enough alone from Nia, and in addition to that, however, he additionally watched while Nia evacuated as long as she can remember from LA and moved to Boston since she needed their family to at last be together without the distance. Her vocation implied that she must be in La more often than not. However, she was ready to zero in on her relationship regardless of whether it implied that she must be away from the core of the business, and keeping in mind that she was making arrangements, Ime waited patiently, realizing that he was going to engage in significant embarrassment, and he said nothing. He made an announcement a couple of days after getting uncovered, where he said, "I needed to apologize to our players, fans, the whole Celtics Association, and my family for letting them down. I'm upset about placing the group in this tough spot, and I acknowledge the group's choice, keeping in mind everybody included. I have made no further remarks." Nia likewise gave an assertion to TMZ saying, "The overflow of affection and backing from my family, companions, and the local area during this troublesome time implies such a huge amount to me. I ask that my security be regarded as I process the late occasion. Overall, I'm a mother and will keep on zeroing in on my kids. I was so wounded by the circumstances and disloyalty." And she focused on this in a meeting where she said, "I, in a real sense, felt like my heart had leaped out of my body. I returned home to be with my child, and that was what was generally critical to me since he was not making some simple memories. I think the most deplorable thing was pretty much seeing my child's face when the Boston Celtics Association chose to disclose what was happening. It was crushing. He actually has his minutes where it's difficult for him. Nobody from the Celtics or association has even called to check whether I'm okay or whether my youngsters are okay. It's exceptionally frustrating and great." Ime appears to have recovered financially in light of the fact that he reported that he had gotten another position, and he did that entire discussion about how he has developed as an individual, how he has changed, and everything that he expressed. I put out an announcement months prior when everything occurred and apologized to many individuals for the extreme position I put them in. I spent this keep going slow time of year dealing with myself in various ways, working on in regions, and it allowed me an opportunity to sit back, reflect, what's more, develop. Now with this, you would feel that the least he could do was be pleasant to Nia, right? I mean, he had put her through a lot of public scorn and embarrassment, so the least he could do was essentially get along and afterward attempt to keep a nurturing relationship for their minor child, right? Well, no, after the embarrassment, Nia unloaded, Ime loaded in her things and moved back to LA with their child. We didn't hear from them for some time. So what? He believed that they were great and I was acting right well. That was until Nia hauled him to court, requesting prime actual authority of their child Cass, guaranteeing that respondent is the kid's parent and has neglected to help the youngsters. What this implied was that I had quit supporting their child since Nia said a final farewell to him, and miserable as it sounds, it's really not exactly phenomenal for men to quit supporting their children at whatever point they part ways with their mothers. We see it happen a ton of the time, and it simply sucks that Nia needed to manage Ime being a deadbeat on top of the things that he put her through, and surprisingly, she didn't carry on or attempt to utilize their child against him. I mean, sure, she requested actual essential and lawful guardianship. However, she additionally requested that the courts let him have as much appearance time as he needed. So she wasn't being an unpleasant child mother. Well, it seems as though she at long last mended from the injury of that relationship, since she is at last talking about it exhaustively. She had a plunk-down interview with Jeezy and she focused on her separation exhaustively. Now I couldn't say whether this is on the grounds that a ton of time has elapsed since the separation, or on the other hand, in the event that she just felt okay with Jeezy since the two of them had gone through exactly the same thing, yet she truly opened up and uncovered for being a class 1 jokester. She uncovered that a separation from Ime was something of a reminder for her. You realize I had a truly public separation. As of late, it was a reminder for me in the feeling of like, okay, you will do this all alone and you will be fine and you won't stress over what anybody thinks and needs to say, cause a relationship was rough for quite a while. So cause I don't really accept that someone else can split anybody up, right? I simply don't. I don't buy that, right? So she was fundamentally indicating that the undertaking that I'm terminated was not by any means the only undertaking that he had. And it definitely wasn't the first. Again, this accumulates with what the insiders were saying regarding the way in which he got numerous admonitions before he, in the long run, went excessively far and must be halted. She then implied that she was thinking about taking Ime back after he cheated on the grounds that she needed to hold her family together, yet her more seasoned child talked a few cents into her and persuaded her to cherish herself more. My more established child saw me attempting to hold the family together. However, I needed to come to where cherishing myself was greater and more significant than saving anyone. Well, in the event that you can't, assuming that you got to save your headliner in the event that your headliner is struggling, the groups, might we not talk players at any point? Could we at any point utilize an alternate? Might we at any point say like the best pony in the race? Wow, kid, that lady is damaged. She additionally conceded that she actually battles with his selling out at times. Like we as a whole lock. Do you feel that you're okay? Similar to not what individuals should see and expected to think you. I believe I'm precisely where I want to be, which is a few days. I'm similar to Absol. Really great, and afterward, different days, I'm similar to gracious God. This feels like such a lot of work. I feel that and afterward, different days, it seems like, oh, ladies shouldn't need to be serious areas of strength for this. I would rather not be areas of strength for this. She likewise communicated how thankful she was that her fans remained with her toes down and showed her a great deal of help. The way that individuals of color went to bat for me and how people of color resembled Oodness, you don't do that to her. I was stunned on the grounds that I didn't understand that what I had done or what I've done in my vocation had such a lot of effect. Now you all notice how she didn't specify Ime or discuss him or any such thing. Well, Ime is as yet taking a ton of offense at this, since he feels like Nia is on a mission to raise hell for him. He really feels like she is purposely attempting to get him hauled by raising. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.